Boom! Greetings from YouTubeville. Once again, Danny Savage, Draft Guru, coming at you with a small, quick recap of the Senior Bowl. If you like the video, sub and subscribe. It don't cost a dime. I always forget to say that. Legit. 90% of my videos, I always forget to say that. How ironic. But it means nothing. Like 20 minutes, half hour before the game, I gave you Jack Beach, tight end, Texas A&M, TCU, and he got MVP of the Senior Bowl. Ironically, that means nothing. Last year's MVPs of the Senior Bowl, one of them didn't even both of them didn't get drafted. One went to the Buffalo Bills and got on their practice squad all year. I think he was active last game of the season. Frank Gore. I think the other kid, Tua Tagovailoa's brother, I think he's in Canada. His height just killed him. But like I said, ironically, I gave you the kid, a half hour before the game. And he had a really good game. But it means nothing, but still shows there's a method to my madness. Got an eye for talent. But he has that dreaded TCU wide receiver, which I don't like. Still the best beard on YouTube after taking a nappy nap. Just a few people, stood out. We're off of Jack Beach. Listen, man, they're trying to shove Jalen Moore quarterbacks down your throat, man. Nah, man, he ain't. I'm sorry. All you got to do is go back to the 2024. So that was the January of 2024, last year, when Alabama was playing Michigan in the national championship playoffs. This beard's killing me today. Dude is just horrendous. My opinion, he's a fullback. I really don't care how much he presses and cleans. Bro, like, he would be running in the open field and just fall down without a defender, like within 10 yards of him. Makes you wonder if anyone in his family had, Michigan really heavy. Then, like, the last play of the game, the hole was to the left that Stevie Wonder could have ran through. And what did he do? He closed his eyes, put his head down, and he ran to the right and got stopped. Not a fan of him at quarterback at all. I think he's a running back. He's a big kid. Put him at fullback. He ain't no quarterback, I can tell you that. And it's a shitty quarterback class. So he might get a chance. He might get a shot. Gave you this kid a long time ago, Sebastian Castro, safety. Now that seems he's a big kid though, but it seems like they're throwing him up a little bit. Playing him at some linebacker, so he has some flexibility, which a lot of kids in this draft do, because there's very few 6'4", 250-pound linebackers in this draft. They did the same thing with Nick Martin out of Oklahoma State. He was playing kind of a hybrid out of both. Let's see. I think Riley Leonard played decent, not great. I think he only played maybe 1 or 2 quarters. How do I feel about Riley Leonard? It's such a horrible quarterback class. He'll probably get drafted day 3, to be honest with you. I mean, I honestly think, I mean, you can't, I like Cam Ward, but yo, Cam Ward will make like 45 great throws in a game, and then he'll throw 5 passes, and you'll look at him, be like, well, yo, what were you thinking while the other team is taking those 5 passes back for a touchdown? That can be, that could be fixed with coaching. Shador Sanders, he's all over the board. Some people, he didn't play, he didn't practice, he didn't do nothing. Yes, he showed up, signed some autographs. Everyone's all over the board on him. Some people have him, top 10 pick. Some people say he's a late first rounder. Very, very, very slender build. He is built like a toothpick. He got to start eating a little bit more because he's going to be taking a pounding in the NFL. The kid I gave you a long time ago stood out. Carson Vincent, left tackle, Alabama, A&M. 6'3", 330, looks the part. His arms go down to his knees. He played a solid game. Darius Alexander out of Toledo, the MAC. What's everyone's excuse for not knowing him, bro? All these other blowjob channels that don't know him, or maybe they know him now. I gave him to you months ago. The MAC plays on Tuesday nights, people. What are you doing on Tuesday when there's football on? How do you not know this kid? 6'4", 320. Played some 5, played some 3. I think he's a 3. Ryder, the linebacker from Utah, showed up a little bit, even though all season he's been overshadowed by Utah's other linebacker, Landon Barton. Like I said, Sebastian Castro again. Spoke about Nick Martin, who's playing a little bit all over the place. Listen, I've given you every single one of these kids. That's why it's kind of like I'm not all excited. Savion Jones, defensive end, LSU, 6'6", 280. He pretty much lived in the backfield. He showed up today. He has the size, the length, and I think he helped himself this past week. I don't think he helped himself, this next guy, because I think he was what he was before he came in. Anthony Belton, left tackle, NC State. 6'7", 350. His hands are like vice grips. Listen, bro, I just report on this shit. I don't make these like the calls, but still had Wyatt Mullen, even though he was a left tackle at West Virginia and had 0 sacks for 3 years, still had him playing left guard. Just shows you how coaches can make you, coaches can ruin you. Because I'm guarantee you, whatever team drafts him, trying to get this hat straight, he's going to go to left tackle first. And I don't think we needed to see a week of him at a guard spot. It just shows you, man. But the NFL and college coaching system, it's like the mafia, man. Once you get in, you're there forever. I just wonder if they all rat each other out and kill each other. Fuck them. Joshua Farmer, defensive tackle. I haven't spoke about him too much this year. Showed up. Florida State had a horrendous year. Florida State's defensive line was heralded going into the season, and they really didn't do much. Him, Marvin Jones Jr., Patrick Payton, I believe. They really didn't do much. Jonah Salavia, guard, I always get Arizona State and Arizona confused. So it's not the Sun Devils, it's the Arizona with the white helmets. Uh, I don't know why they tried playing this kid at tackle. He's strictly a guard. He does not have the feet to play tackle, looks clumsy out there, but he's a big bruiser. And, put him in a phone booth and he'll battle. So I think he's strictly a guard, might knock him down a few rounds in the draft, but ironically also too, it is a horrendous guard class. It's a bad guard class, bad center class, below average offensive tackle class. Like I said, we've been you know, the last few years we've had a lot of talent thrown at us. Next kid, I like them. I've liked him all year. I think he's a super duper sleeper, and that's Devin Neal, running back out of Kansas. He showed some bursts. Uh, Ollie Gordon showed some versatility throwing for a touchdown, weighing in 6'2", 230. Xavier Strepo laid a good blocks on special teams. You know what I'm saying? Strepo played good. Let's see. Ty Robinson, defensive tackle. Nebraska's other big D tackle. Oh, the kid's like 6'6", 280. I gave you him, I think, like June, July. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's just kind of tough when to get excited about people that I watched all year. And I gave you all of them in the summer before the season even started. Dog Pound, what's up, Savage? How do you feel about Jalen Moreau as a prospect? I like him as a running back. I like him as a fullback. He's not a quarterback to me. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. They're gonna try to shove it down our throats. He's a quarterback. It's a horrible year. He'll probably get a chance. But if you just go back to last year's national champion playoff games when Alabama was playing Michigan, man, this kid had no clue what he was doing. He would legit, like I said earlier, he'd be running in the open field with not a Michigan player within 10 yards of him, and he would fall down like the turf monster got him. Horrendous game. Last play of the game. Alabama calls the correct play. The holes to the left, I could have ran through it. It's legit. Like he shut his eyes, put his head down, and he ran to the right. And he got stuffed by Michigan's second string defensive line. Most of Michigan's second string D line was on the Josiah Stewart, Moore, Gant, who I'm not a big fan of. They weren't on the field for that play. I'm just not a Jalen Milroe fan. I'm not. Uh, I think besides Cam Ward, you got Sanders out there. You're gonna see a kid come out of like the third, fourth, fifth round. I love the I love the Indiana kid. He's from Canada. O'Rourke, I think his last name is. I done him a few times. He only passed for like 7,700 yards in the MAC. Rushed for with over 50 touchdowns. He ran for another 1,000 yards and like 10 touchdowns, and then he transferred to Indiana and had Indiana had their best year in like 20 years. That kid, in my opinion, that kid is gonna impress people. Brandon Jackson, Arkansas, 6'7", 290. I thought he played a good game. If you're the Steelers or the Ravens and you need a 5 tech, if you're going to draw up a 5 tech in a lab, it would look like him. My opinion, most likely, he's too big to play defensive end. Uh, he's best playing inside, and he will get bigger. He had a good year at Arkansas. He just has a funny look to him. People are gonna make fun of him. He has that disease where I don't know if you call it a disease or what, a condition where you just have no hair on your head, your eyebrows, your face, everywhere. I don't even know what you call it, but he has that. So has a, I don't want to say he has like a weird look to him. He just has a different. He looks different. But yo, if he gets teased when you're 6'7", 290, you could just lay a beating on people. You know? That's considered a hate crime too if you're making fun of somebody's handicapped. But I don't think that's considered a handicapped. But I've been high on him all year because he has the size, he has all the tools. Utah's Junior Tafuna all week he showed he was just basically a run stuffer, and that's not a bad thing, man. He's strong as an ox. And guys have played 15 years in the NFL, 10 years in the NFL. Ironically, Dallas's coach, who they just let go, Jeff Zognia for Purdue, he was Dallas's coach, and he was probably the biggest. He was bigger than all Dallas's defensive linemen, just a big old fucker. He played for like 6 different teams, and he played for Purdue like 20 years ago. Just jacked, bro. And he made like a 19-year career in the NFL simply as being a run stuffer. So that's not bad. Ollie Gordon showed up, like I said, the forgotten man who was last year's Doak Award winner with 1,700 yards, but Oklahoma State, probably St. Mary's School of the Blind, could have beat Oklahoma State this year. And whoever gets him is going to get tremendous, crazy value. Tomorrow, I'm going to be dropping a 32 team mock draft, 1 round, 6.0 edition. Clown Boys, what's up? What's up? Yo, if you want to go on later, send me a text, bro. I'll jump on, man. You sent me that good question this morning with the edges, bro. I can talk draft all the time, man. If you want to talk, we can jump on later. Whatever. I'm down. Yeah, so tomorrow I'll be dropping around 1 round, 32 team mock draft, 6.0 edition. I'll be dropping 10 more prospects tomorrow. That will put us at 650 prospects for April's NFL draft. Everybody, you got to check out, sub and subscribe to the Frisco Report, sub and subscribe Cowboys Corner, sub and subscribe Fifth Quarter Cowboys. We got Cowboys Champs, but he switches his channel's name to Clown Boys because basically the Dallas organization is a bunch of clowns, bro. Judy Collins and then Frank Sinatra sang a song, Send in the Clowns. Check it out. It's like on YouTube. It's very old, but that's basically what the Dallas Cowboy organization is. We got Cowboys Fiend. I thought maybe we'd get him on to rap tonight. I don't know. That's still a possibility. We got 1980s Cowboy, man. Another OG, played college ball, dropped some science. Listen, like he said, a lot of people watch football, then a lot of people don't know football. It's a difference. There can only be one champ. Absolutely. Cowboys champ. You're right. So how many challenges you got, man? I shoot everybody's channels out, man. Every time I do a video, I shoot everyone's channels out. Also, we got Ishan, Hollywood's newest up-and-coming producer at PaladonianFilms.com. Check him out. Might go back on later, might not. I think there's some wrestling on tonight. I'm not sure. Huge wrestling fan, but Question how good TJ Sanders might be. The sky's the limit. He has all the potential in the world. And I've said it in May, I say it now. It is a very, very good defensive tackle, defensive edge class. I love Mikael Williams. I think his I love Mikael Williams. I think his ceiling is amazing because he played edge and he played tackle. He played wherever he wanted with a messed up ankle. So Clown Boys, that's not the real Cowboys champ. It's somebody else is playing. They're playing games. They're playing charades. Jack Sawyer, I think, is what you see is what you get. Like a blue collar, big ass, 6'5", 270-pound run stuffer who's going to come to work every day, give you his all. Shamar Stewart, like I said the other night, bro, the guy's 6'6", 290, chiseled out of rock, 5.5 sacks in 3 years. This past season, if you're gonna listen, and I tried my best to find positives on him. He had 33 pressures. And we all know Dallas fans love the pressures because Tank Lawrence, had like $150 million career. He never got no sacks, but he got pressures. So Dallas fans would love Shamar Stewart because they would say, oh, he had 1 sack the entire season, but he had 40 pressures. Great comp. Motorcycle Machine reminds me of the Rock and Roll Express. Old school. Savage, only 1 Cowboys champs. Of course, man. Of course I know that. Savage, how do you feel about Matthew Golden out of Texas? That's the wide receiver, I believe. Listen, man. I know Dallas got Dez Bryant, Oklahoma State. I know Dallas got CeeDee Lamb, Oklahoma. Amon St. Brown, Detroit. This is just me personally. I do not like Big 12 wide receivers. Why, might you ask? They do not play defense in that division, that conference. They don't. If on Saturdays you look at the lines, the over-unders, you see triple digits. You see basketball scores. So that inflates that. It turns into inflated stats. So for every Dez Bryant, for every Lamb, for every Amon St. Brown, for every DeAndre Hopkins, there are 100 busts. It's just me. There's perfect example, BYU. BYU did have a good offensive tackle coming out last year, and he's starting for the Chiefs. But before him, it was 50 years since the Chiefs. Excuse me. It was 50 years before BYU had another good lineman, and his name was Billy Ard. He was a center for the Giants in the mid-'80s because BYU, you go there, they send you out on a mission, and then you come back and you're a 20-year-old freshman. And now you're 25 years old and you're blocking 19-year-old kids along the offensive line and defensive line. So who do you think is going to look good? But yet they get to the NFL and they fall apart. 2 years ago, Dallas invited can't think of his name, maybe Emery, something like that. He was a BYU center. They invited him to camp. He was 27 years old. He never made the cuts. But now, getting back to college football, when you have a 27-year-old full-grown man blocking a 19, 20-year-old kid, who do you think is going to win? 25 years old, I could have played Division I football. I'm just being honest. quick synopsis of the Senior Bowl. Like I said, I didn't learn nothing much because I've seen everything. Tomorrow, 32 round mock draft 6.0 edition, and I will be dropping probably like 10 more prospects, so we'll be at 650. So, champs, you want to hit me up later? Hit me up. I'll go live. I'm not doing much tonight. I'm just probably gonna watch some TV. Because we all know when you're rocking with the GWO, for life. Over and out, everybody. Don't forget, if you like, sub and subscribe. It don't cost a dime. I always forget to say that.